Hey guys, Duke of TBC here. It's been a while since I have posted a Hearthstone video. I tried to record one just a little bit ago, but even though it went really well, I won the game that I was playing. It was actually playing against Freeze Mage. Unfortunately, there was this weird double recording that happened. So my voice was ultra echoey. It sounded pretty awful. This is gonna be fun. It's gonna be face shaman. I must wonder if I keep this. So this is essentially, like I said, this is pretty much Conced Druid. It is Yogg-Saron. Oh, this is actually pretty incredible. Yogg-Saron Malygos. Shaman with fan drill and a ton of spells. Essentially, it's just something that I saw similar builds that a few other streamers were doing. I thought it would be a lot of fun, so I'm going ahead and giving it a try. So the reason I am not throwing out some living roots already is obviously I have the Violet Teacher. If I can make it a turn or two, and next turn I can... We'll go ahead and save that. So next turn...
For the wilds.
So he's overloaded next turn. Hopefully he doesn't have a very strong turn. Just Totem is fine. So next turn I can Fandrill into Living Roots. So that'll give me 4 minions. And clean this out. Or if I put this out, 1, 2, 3. So technically 1 less minion? Does that change things? I think so that's gonna summon 1, 2, 3 minions. He'll summon 4 minions.
Behold the rage of the Firelands.
Alright, that works. So then next turn we have the Violet Teacher, Moonfire, who knows. Lightning Storm is of course terrible for us at this point. This is pretty good for us though. So I can send... We'll kill this. Send 2 in. Moonfire. Oh. If it gets into the ultra late game, we should win jousts. I'd say that worked out pretty well.
Nothing but ash.
So we'll summon another 2. I do not want to take the 4 damage.
For the wild.
So he'll be overloaded down. Yeah, he has lost all of the tempo. A perfectly rolled Lightning Storm is really annoying here. This is fine as well. Very slow turn for him. And this allows us to set up a Violet Teacher.
Pay attention, class.
Alright, very good. So, we have board control, we have more cards. We're going into Emperor Thaurissan next turn. Although, I'd really like to Nourish first. So we'll see what we get. I might Nourish before I do anything. This will probably be the 5/5, which will be annoying. Wow. Essentially 6 mana, draw 2 cards.
Instruction begins.
Oh, this is a difficult choice for me. I don't think he'll have an easy way to clear this. And we'll play around Lightning Storm a little bit. Because this is more useful with Malygos, which we should be able to get into. So next turn, we'll have the Nourish very easily. We'll have the Innervate. So yeah, I just want to make sure that I'm just not getting destroyed by Lightning Storm. But he's only got 6 cards, so we're doing pretty good here. 1 mana 5/5 Taunt seems good. That seemed a little silly to me.
I am ready to learn.
Ah, see, that's really good now.
I am ready to learn.
So I'm pretty okay. So, there's no real good way of doing this anymore. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I keep the Moonfire? No.
Time waits for no one.
So now we have Malygos plus a Wrath ticked.
Job done.
Yeah, he has to deal with this board. There's nothing he can. This is a pretty brutal board. So that Violet Teacher got us some absolutely serious value. He played a 6/5 and a 5/5 in the same turn. That's fine. I consider that a win if I get 2 ticks. Oh.
Pay attention, class.
I am ready to learn.
Alright.
I shall do as you
So
say.
Violet Teachers have essentially just done a ton of work. Yeah, and there's so many cards in here that could just instantly end the game. Power of the Wild helps. I'm not exactly sure what mid-range Shaman can do, because he's never gotten the Lightning Storm, which makes this rather impossible for him. So now we're going to kill his Drake while drawing a card, which... is that just lethal? Yep. But I don't want it to be lethal. I want a Malygos. So sad. Oh well.
I
GG.
shall do as you say.
Well
Well
played.
played. You win this
No, let me play my Vanguard. There we go. Alright, there we go. I actually am on a win streak with this deck. This deck is a lot of fun. As you can see, the Violet Teachers just kind of won the game. He had a little bit of a slow... he had a slow hand, but I had answers in case he went very quickly. And by slow hand, I mean he didn't play a 1-drop. He had a 2-drop. Of course, he was overloaded, but then from there on, he had powerful turns as well. Getting the Violet Teacher out just basically made it so his style of deck could not come from behind. That's a lot of fun. Fandral is a very fun deck. Alright. So it is lovingly called Conced Druid. And as you'd expect, there are a ton of spells in here. So of course, Double Innervate allows for incredibly powerful turns. It works really well for getting your big game minions out really quickly, especially turn 2 Fandrals if you have a lot of the choose 1 cards in your hand. And then of course, if you have a God Draw going second, Innervate, Coin, Fandral, Slaghelm into Power of the Wild gets you a 4/6 and a 4/3 on turn 1, which is very, very difficult to come from behind. And if you draw Raven Idols or Wraths or anything like that, it just kind of puts more nails in the coffin. Moonfire is just easy removal, and of course it works well with Violet Teacher. It works well with Azure Drake, and of course, sometimes you just get to burst someone down with Malygos at the end. So Living Roots, as you saw, just really strong removal. Or with Fandral, you get to summon 2/1/1s while doing 2 damage. So for 1 mana, deal 2, summon 2/1/1s. Insane amount of value. Raven Idol came in handy, although I did not get to use the Bone Guard Lieutenant. I forget what it is, the legendary. He was there for value, and then I also got a useful spell. Power of the Wild, as you saw, 2 mana, deals 6 damage, is essentially what it was. Works well with all the rest of the things, adds a spell for Yogg, and of course boosts all of the 1/1s that come from Violet Teacher, which is one of the oldest combos in the game. Wild Growth is Wild Growth. Wrath, just some really strong removal. Fail or Rage is exactly why I was able to beat a Freeze Mage. I had Fandral out, he froze my board, and played a Doomsayer. I played double Fail or Rage, gained 16 armor, killed his Doomsayer. By the end of the game, because I discovered a Bite, and I discovered some other armor, I was up to, I believe, 25 armor by the end of that game. Simply put, the mage could no longer kill me anymore. Swipe is Swipe. Fandral, he was the last legend that I truly wanted to create or to craft. I made the new Deathwing first. He was just, I don't play that much Druid because they were very boring for me, especially because every Druid deck was the same combo Druid list. So now that combo Druid has been nerfed, it has allowed decks like this to come out and be a lot of fun and actually perform really well. If you even get just two choose 1 spells off or creatures off with Fandral, he has gotten you insane value. Mire Keeper is just more guaranteed ramp. It does well with Fandral, as well as works well with Power of the Wild if you already have some minions out. Violet Teacher, as you saw, I think it ended up creating, between the two of them, 7 or 8 1/1s. That is a lot of extra dudes to have to deal with. Nourish, draw 3 cards. All 3 of them got ticked with Emperor Thorazon. If you get lucky enough to get the Fandral out with Nourish, gain 2 mana crystals, draw 3. You get so far ahead. I have something. One of my hairs. The value is just absurd. Azure Drake, you have so much damage in here for spell power. You draw a card. It's just always been one of the best 5-drops. Emperor Thorazon. He does what he always does. Malygos, probably the most unnecessary card in the deck. But there are times where he has just outright won the game. I was going to lose to a Patron Warrior, mid-range with Patrons in it. Malygos Innervate Swipe, because they were reduced, cleared his entire board, 9 to the face, lethaled him next turn. And then Yogg-Saron, the winner and loser of many games. It's Yogg with a very high spell deck. Sometimes he'll win you the game, sometimes he'll just put it back to neutral, and then sometimes he will lose you the game, but he is a lot of fun. So that's the deck. If there are any changes that I would personally make, it might be to change a Mire Keeper or another card for possibly an Archmage Thalnos, Blood Mage Thalnos, but he never seems like he would perform that fantastically. Most of the time he becomes a 2 mana cycle. Not really too interested in that. So anyways, the deck was a lot of fun. As you saw, it went up against one of the net-decked Shaman mid-range lists that I think maybe 30% of the ladder is now playing. And yeah, it was fun. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time.